Hi everyone, and welcome to the Teams in the Workplace seminar. Now, you're all here because you're having a bit of trouble working together as a team in the workplace. Is that fair to say?
Well, he has trouble working together in a team.
You're working in a team with you.
Oh yeah? Well, I've got a team you might like to meet. They're called Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston.
Those are the coolest names you could think of for your fists.
They're cool names, all right?
Guys. It's clear that we've got our work cut out for us today. Luckily, our four-step plan is very straightforward. We'll be taking a look at what we can learn from some famously successful teams. The crew of the Normandy will share their teamwork secrets with us. We'll then take a break with a well-deserved web wonder. And we'll wrap things up with some questions. Now we're going to kick things off with a little trust exercise. You're going to fall into your teammates' arms who will catch you. Ready? Go!
Ah!
Sorry, I saw this weird crow. What are you doing down there?
Commander Shepard may get all the plaudits for his or her galaxy-saving ways, but he or she would be nothing without his or her hastily recruited team of genetic misfits, musical-loving professors, and of course Sinead O'Connor. Vital for victory in many a pitched battle against the Reapers, not to mention a great means of releasing some pent-up tension. No, not you, Grunt. Team Shepard rarely gets the kudos it deserves. It's not really surprising considering they spend most of their time allowing themselves to be bossed around by Shepard, but that's the thankless task of the NPC, put up or shut up, or mindlessly walk into the line of fire like an idiot. In Mass Effect 3, Shepard and his or her unquestioning drones continue about their business in their usual obedient fashion in the main story campaign, but if you're looking for a team with a little more in the way of independent thought, then Special Forces is the 4-player co-op mode you're after. Mike Gamble from BioWare does the hard work for us and tells you exactly why.
So multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 is a component of what we call the Galaxy at War. The theme, obviously, from Mass Effect 3, the Reapers have arrived and the Galaxy is, well, at war. You can now in multiplayer play as the ground soldier, play as the Alliance soldier who's fighting the good fight on whatever planet to liberate and preserve the Alliance stronghold on that planet. You're not necessarily playing Commander Shepard's story, but at the same time, all of the things that you're doing as the Alliance soldier will roll into your single-player story. That said, you don't necessarily have to play multiplayer. It's a really cool option if you want to get online with your friends and play, but you can still stick to the single-player experience and get everything out of the game, so it's not required.
This war ends today.
Our game works really well with Connect because it now has the ability to read your voice, and you can command your squad members around the battlefield and command them to use powers. It's a fairly natural extension, I think, of the game, and we're using Connect to make it awesome. I mean, I think that Mass Effect 3 is the best game that we've ever done. It is the pinnacle point of the series, and I think that everyone will be proud and extremely pleased with the work that we've all done.
Now, I asked you to put together a list of the top 5 things you like about your teammate. Dan?
I like his top, and I like 4 of his other tops.
Okay. Not great. Andy?
Yeah, instead of doing that, I've done this, the top 5 teams in video games.
So, what's so good about Alpha Team?
Oh, they've got it all. Man, woman, bearded man, cowardly pilot, Val Kilmer from Top Gun.
Well, I guess they made themselves look better by hanging around with Bravo Team. Those guys were the worst.
Rios and Salem are a great team because they're so different. Rios is sensible, fastidious and uptight, while Salem is a slovenly party animal. What's going to happen when they move into an apartment together or attempt to assassinate an unstable Somalian warlord?
Whatever it is, I imagine it involves a lot of fist bumping.
You know it. Oh, come on, don't leave me hanging. Speedball was a pretty confusing game for the fans in that all the players and teams looked identical and were the same colour as the pitch. I think fans just had to take it on faith that the match was happening and just shout as loud as they could.
I guess when picking a team, all you had to go on was the names. I like the Raw Messiahs.
No! Brutal Deluxe is the best.
Hi guys. An important part of effective teamwork is anger management. Learning to control your emotions. I'm Azura. You might recognise me from Azura's Wrath. Yeah?
But Azura, aren't you a famously angry character? Isn't it slightly odd that you're leading an anger management seminar?
No. Okay, I'm going to throw some scenarios at you, and you're going to tell me how you deal with them. First up, Dan. You're waiting in line at a cash machine when somebody pushes in front of you. What do you do?
Okay, well, I tap them on the shoulder and then I politely explain to them that there's a queue they should be getting to the back of.
What? No! In this situation, you should grow 4 additional arms and punch them 1,000 times. Here, let me show you. Actually, it's probably better if I just show you. I'll play Dan. Who wants to play the role of the queue jumper? Anyone?
Web Wonders!
Bing Crosby once asked, would you like to swing on a star, which must have made the velvet-voiced crooner seem incredibly naive to literal-minded astrophysicists of his time. Little did they know, however, that the power of Connect, teamed with the ingenuity of French interactive art collective Lab 212, would bring Bing's impossible offer to reality a mere 78 years later. While BioWare's take on journeying into the heavens is crammed full of spaceships, evil aliens and horny commanders, Lab 212 strips space down to its bare essentials, namely inky blackness and lots of twinkling stars. Oh, and a swing, naturally, which brave explorers have to plonk themselves on in order to traverse the galaxy using the power of their own momentum. A clever application developed by Lab 212 works in tandem with Connect to detect the motion, speed and position of the swing, creating the illusion that you're whizzing through the starscape at precisely the pace that you're swinging at. You can even do it in old school Anaglyph 3D if you've got some of those red and blue glasses to hand. The whole experience looks incredibly relaxing and enchanting. We're thinking of asking them to install one in the office to calm us down after a particularly stressful lunchtime bout of Call of Duty. Thanks to Lab 212 for allowing us to share their ingenious installation with our viewers. If you'd like to see more of their work, head to lab212.org.
Right, Andy, this one's for you. You're in a nice restaurant, but the waiter's brought you the wrong order. What do you do?
I'd call the waiter back, explain I'd been given the wrong order and ask to have it changed.
You could do that if you wanted to be a doormat all your life. Here's what I'd do. I'd allow my fury to consume me and then unleash it as a giant energy wave, destroying everything in its path. Here's when I raged earlier. You see, it's easy when you know how.
Alright, you can't argue with this one. Noble team. It's basically 6 Master Chiefs.
And they are noble. They are both literally and figuratively a noble team.
Ah, clever.
What? You make first contact with an alien race who just so happen to also be incredibly attractive. Do you A, try to learn as much as you can about their culture and technology, B, go Kirk and try to make second contact, or C, just punch them all in the face?
Well, I think I want to know more about them, don't I? Especially if they're, very attractive and interesting. You're going to ask a little bit about their race and their technology, aren't you? You want to get to know them more.
So that's A with a view to progressing to B then?
Oh, definitely.
I've seen enough sci-fi to know that aliens sometimes keep their genitals in unusual places, but I'd probably use that to my own advantage by convincing the aliens that the human way to say hello was to stand in a dimly lit room for 10 minutes with your trousers around your ankles. Then I'd punch them in the face.
If you're going to have the Kirk option, I obviously have to take that second contact all the way.
I wouldn't punch them in the face immediately, and I wouldn't sleep with them either, but I think just a bit of caution. Let's just keep it back for a second.
B. I'm just being honest, I probably should do A, but I would probably do B.
There's no combination of these options. You can't, make second contact and then punch them all and then learn about their ways.
I'll be Kirk, come on. Yeah, it's classic. You have to go and make second contact. That's what I'm going to do. My wife's going to kill me, by the way.
I'd probably just stick to an entirely platonic relationship, mutual learning, you know, shared wisdom, but that doesn't make me a space racist.
Okay guys, let's see how you get on with this one. You're in a cinema when the person next to you starts talking loudly on their mobile phone. What do you do?
Ask them to stop.
Have you guys been paying any attention at all? You make me angrier than the other gods and they killed my wife. What you need to do is punch him so hard that he leaves orbit and dies in space. Watch!
What are you guys doing in here?
Oh, that's Azura. We're here for the anger management.
How does that guy keep getting in here?
As they're the Delta Squad, you think they'd be like the 4th best.
Yeah, they're supposed to be this ragtag gang of misfits, but end up being the true heroes of the Locust War.
A bit like the time that we went bowling, and everyone said we'd be really bad at bowling, but then we did quite well at bowling.
No, not at all, no.
So that's the course done, guys. How do you feel about teamwork now?
Yeah, I realise now that we're much stronger as a team. A single unit that combines all our good points into one cohesive whole.
Yeah, we were wrong to fight.
We sure were.
I think it's time to try that trust exercise again. Don't you? Great stuff, guys. Hang on, what the hell is that?
Oh God, it's coming right for us. Go team! See you next time, everyone.